ine wale watu endaji church. So kama uko kwa kanisa, well, God bless you. Wale watu wenye tuko pande ingine, wale wenye tujaenda kwa makanisa, wacha tukombane na hii maneno. So disclaimers ama caveats ama hizo vitu zenye watu wanasemaga is number one, hii issue ya wisdom, sawa? Issue hakuna wisdom inaendelea hapa. Let's see if audio iko sawa. Just checking hapo pale. Nice, the audio is good. And yes, so nilikuwa nasema caveats. Number one, hii issue ya wisdom, sikuja hapa kutafuta wisdom. Wisdom, enda kwa babako, enda kwa budako, go to your father. Wisdom, go to your huka. That's number one. Number two, this is uncensored. So there will be a lot of strong language. Itajaribu sana. I will try as much as possible not to go overboard with my language. But for this one, nataka kubonga story ya how kwa kwanza nice. Yes, sasa tunataka ku because this session is very different from the session that I usually do in the evenings. The evenings is where we have guests, where we talk, where it is PG, unless otherwise. For this one, kwa sababu Wakristo wako kanisani, so hawatch. Alafu wale wenye wana watch ni kafiri kama mimi, so a bit of language inaweza go overboard a bit. Alafu hii ni session ama ni segment ama hii ni live yenye talk about anything and everything. So tunaweza tukaanza kuongelea mambo ya politics, twende tuongele ukulima, twende tuongele whatever, like haiko structured in whichever way. Sina like specific, sina like a specific theme ya hii live, and that's how I want it to be. Like I want to be placed nakuja, I event, I share my thoughts, nini such stuff. Sawa. So nimesema number one, this place ya wisdom. Number two, itakuwa na a bit of strong language here and there. I will try as much as possible not to go overboard. And number four, I am not the sharpest tool in the shed. So I might say something that wewe kwako ni passive kuko very ignorant. It is okay. That's why uko hapa. Okay? Unieke kwa the right path. That's why you are here. So that you can set me straight. Sawa? Everything na share hapa are my thoughts 100%. Sikuji uanze kusema I know this guy works to do with so and so. I know this, I've seen this guy working to do with who and who. These are my personal thoughts. Okay? Personal thoughts. I am here also to learn. Sawa. So if you are not in a place to teach, shut up. Don't come and castigate without educating. Sawa. Labda I'm just speaking out of ignorance. So if you set me straight, who knows? I might change my mind. But then lazima kuja na facts. Don't come with feelings. Because what I'm going to put forth are my ideas about how na perceive life. So this is a personal perspective. Sawa? Good. Sasa tuingilie politics. Kenya tumemaliza general elections, na tuna whoever alikuwa declared and wenye walifeel whatever they felt walienda kotini. Now the interesting bit about history yote ni people I would think are red pill. So red pill is about like looking at the world venye iko, right? Ilitolewa kwa concept ya the matrix. sawa, where Neo alipewa blue pill akaambiwa ukimeza hii you go back to your life, nothing, you forget, like hii kitu was just a dream, you wake up, it was just a dream. You take the red pill, alafu then we see how far the rabbit hole goes. So tutaingia kwa hii maneno, tutaichambua, we will unveil, we will unravel, we will get there, we will go and do the work and see what needs to be seen. So that was the red pill. So seeing wale watu wenye wako red pill, especially kwa relationships, men women relationships, life, how to live as a man, because majorly red pill nakwaga wanaume, like a majority of red pill community ni wanaume, although I know there are a lot of women, like Jaspali things, I know this American who does her thing huko UK, love her channel, does brings in people, have a very nice engagement. So there are those kind of women, but then majorly red pill nakwaga ya men. So these men who have taken the red pill in terms of relationships, in terms of societal expectations of men, and many of these men are married. So it's not like red pill ni wale watu wenye hawako married. I'm married too. And I can't call myself a mainstream red pill person. I know there are a lot of other things where I'm blue pilled kabisa, and I'm working on that, because it's about you being exposed to the other side, alafu you working your way out of the matrix, you like kutoa zile vitu watu kwa nazo kwa macho, and then you see clearly. So kuna vitu mingi sana niko in a process ya kusort where I can consider myself blue pilled, but kwa politics I think I am ahead of a lot of many mainstream red pill commentators, especially Kenyans, for politics. And this election has exposed all that. And it is interesting how you get so blinded by your own political emotions that logic goes out the window. And like you are doing exactly what you have been castigating men for doing when you talk to them about the issues of relationships and women. And you get so pissed about it. You get so angry about it. You get so angry, you get so pissed about it. Like, how can you not see? I'm trying to open your eyes. But when it comes to politics, it's like now you are that person who refuses to see. For example, when the case was in court, a lawyer woke up and said, the Constitution says 290 constituencies. However, the IEBC is telling us 291 constituencies. That is unconstitutional. And then somebody who is in the mainstream red pill goes and says, yes, the lawyer is exposing all these things. But logic has to come into play, because we have 290 constituencies in Kenya. And then we have one constituency which we call the diaspora. Because the new constitution allows us to have dual citizenship, right? Kitambo, you are either Kenyan, and if you changed your citizenship, you are not allowed to do anything Kenyan. Especially wale watu walikuwa nakaa majuu, even if haukuwa umechange citizenship, haukuwa na a way in which you would cast a vote. And then you look at the person posting that comment, and then you are like, okay, if this is how you are reasoning here, am I sure that even your red pill content, you have really thought it out clearly? Because now you are being carried by emotions, and you are telling men that they need to be analytical, they need to be led by facts, statistics, numbers, and logic. I think statistics and numbers. So like facts, logic, statistics, and what else? whatever. Okay, that's what we keep telling men to do. But then when it comes to politics, logic goes out, everything goes out for you. And then you expect us to believe you when you tell us this story in terms of relationships, men and women, that we need to look at logic, data, statistics, numbers, whatever. Very interesting. Okay. And for me, I take the red pill. Like, if you see this thing is a lie, then you need to ask yourself what else is a lie in the way society is set up. So let's look at relationship of men and women. What we tell men and what we tell women is a complete lie. The society is completely lying to these two kinds of people in terms of what relationships are about, in terms of what they should expect from relationships, etc., etc. Now, if that is what, if that is the status the society is in, if those are the lies the society is giving, then how sure are you that what they are telling you about elections is true? So let me give you my thoughts about voting, about democracy. So first of all, democracy is rule of the mob. So already by that, it is irrational because we know that mobs don't have brains, right? Individual people have brains, but when they are in a mob, then emotions, euphoria, what is it called, hysteria takes over. And that's why people might go around burning things. They burn even their own houses when they are in that frenzy of the mob. When they are in that frenzy of the mob, burn even your own house. But when you come back, when you get back into your right senses, you realize, shit, am I the one who was doing all this? That's why you see people would lynch somebody just because they found other people lynching that person. Because they have been carried away by those emotions, by that vibe of the mob. So if you are saying democracy is majority ruling, so mob, so that's mob rule. Already that one is out. That one is already out. So already you know that that's illogical. That's number one. Number two, there is nowhere in life, no, I am yet to be convinced that there is any single instance in life where a powerless person or where a powerful person takes orders from a powerless person. I am yet to be convinced of an instance where a person with power will receive instructions from a person without power. What do I mean? The world runs, or rather, money runs the world, wealth runs the world, right? So when you look at voting, voting assumes that everyone's vote is equal. The person with nothing and the person with everything, their vote is equal. Each is given one, each person is given one vote each. And each vote is considered equal. Let me tell you why that is a lie. Let me tell you why that is a lie. Already happened. Why that is a lie. Let's so if I have invested, if I am a businessman and I have invested something like 1 billion Kenya shillings in Kenya, how am I going to allow some chokora, just because they have an ID, to dictate who is the president of the nation? And this president forms a government, and that government is going to have some sort of control over my 1 billion Kenya shillings. Now, put yourself in the shoes of that billionaire. You have 1 billion Kenya shillings invested in this country. How are you going to allow some chokora somewhere, some rasta somewhere, some guy somewhere, hohehahe, is it called hohehahe, Abadar, Katan, or whatever? Some guy in whatever village somewhere who just wakes up in the morning, does absolutely nothing, has no value to the economy of the nation. That person, just because they have a national ID and they have a vote that they can dictate who gets to be the president of the nation, and by extension, who gets to form government and who gets to control or put control measures over my investment in this nation. So if you put yourself there, then you do understand, then you get to understand that all these things you are being told about democracy is a lie. It is an absolute lie. Because nobody in their right mind, nobody of substance in their right mind, nobody who has that kind of an investment would dare put the fate of his or her investments in hands of nobodies, in the hands of people who add no value economically to what he or she is doing. So hiyo tuweke kando. So already that's number one, strike out. So your vote means nothing. Number two, how comes every election there is always two people who are fighting for the seat? Yeah, they will have some token other people, some token people, the Maures, the Wajakoyas, the Mazakaruas, the Ngilus, they will always be there. But then let's logically look at it. Kenyan history. 1992, it was Moi against who and who. I think Matiba was there. I think Kibaki was there. I think Raila was there. Right? So that one, Moi carried it. Huyo ilikuwa walkover. Then let's come to 97. Moi akapiga walkover. Why? Because like he still had the blessings of the people. But then at that time it was starting to get too hot. Let's look at 2002. Moi versus Kibaki. 2013. It was Uhuru versus Raila. 2017, Uhuru versus Raila. 2022, Ruto versus Raila. So 2-2-2. And even if you really analyze from 92 ukiteremka, you'll just find that it was two people fighting for this seat. How did we arrive at the two people? Because we are just given two people. Even if you are a delegate of whichever party, when you go to appoint or elect your flag bearer, you already know who you are going to give. How do you know who you are going to give? So already you are being shepherded into certain directions, right? If it is a contest of two, then who decided that these two are the ones who are going to contest? That's something you need to think about. Okay. I like conspiracies. Now, these two people who decided. Now, let's look at 2022 elections. August 9th is when whoever went to vote. But then the months leading to August, there were a lot of trips out of the country. There were a lot of trips out of the country by these two flag bearers, specifically to the US and to the UK. And they met business people, they met politicians. And then let's come back to the nation. Then there were some fundraising dinners where tables went to as much as, I think, 1 million Kenya shillings per table. Ni watu wangapi hohehahe walienda hizo dinners? How many of you village people, how many of you chokoras went to that to those dinners, to those fundraising dinners? How many of you? The only time you get to see this MF, the only time you get to see these MFs is huko kwa rallies, wakati mumepangwa kama manguruwe ama makondoo, and then somebody is telling you nonsense. That's the only time you get to interact. Not even you get to interact, they get to talk and you get to listen and cheer. That's it. That's it. You can't even get near the dais. You can't even get near that where tavunjo miguu. And then you are here telling us how this person is representing me. This person is representing me. If you elect this person, is going to ruin the country. If you elect this person, is going to rescue the country. For who? They are not. They don't even care about you. If they care about you, then they would allow you to come to those dinners. They would allow you to come near them uko kwa dais, but then mtu atasema, but security. He's supposed to be for the people, right? He's supposed to be there. One person is saying yeye anapigania hustlers. So ukiwa kwa street, why are you afraid of hustlers if those are your constituents? The other person is saying yeye anapigania Wanjiko. Why are you afraid of Wanjiko when you are in the streets? Na Wanjiko ndiyo kwa street. You would rather surround yourself with your fellow billionaires and fellow millionaires than surround yourself with the Wanjiko you claim to be representing. You'd rather surround yourself with your not you'd rather. You surround yourself with fellow billionaires and millionaires, and you don't even let any hustler around you, and then you say that you're for hustlers. Alafu unasema wewe ni wa Wanjiko. What idiocy. And then wewe na kizungu yako kidogo, because you have been telling us about the red pill, about women, about nini, then you start posting nonsense. Hiyo inafanya unakaa fala. Because people look at you, some people look at you and they're like, especially those people who have been red pilled in the political sphere, they look at you and they're like, we need to do a lot of work here. We need to get a red pill movement for the political issues, because clearly a lot of our brothers, a lot of our sisters are losing their minds because of this nonsense. Afadhali ingine ya bibi na bwana relationships where you have some sort of say, some sort of something to lose, something personal. Yeah, politics, you have nothing to lose. The only thing, like wewe personally, for example, if my wife divorces me, akini divorce mi ndio amedivorce, aja divorce wanaume wote. But now if a politician is elected and they fuck up the economy, ame fuck up for everybody. You see, mali difference inakujia. This thing is personal, so inaniumiza mimi. This other thing inatumiza sisi wote. So wouldn't we rather also work with this thing that's going to fuck up everyone, from the blue pill to the red pill to the purple, everyone? Like we need to get as many people as possible red pill huku kwa political sphere. I decided I've been voting since 2002. That was my first election that I voted in. And this year I decided, no. After really thinking about it all those years, like, okay, I've voted all this time. How has my life changed? How has me voting changed my life? And zero. So why am I going to stand in line to go do something that has no value to me personally, does not personally add value to my life? Why am I wasting my day out there standing in line for hours to go do something that has no benefit to me personally? I decided no, and it's been hilarious watching hao watu wa huyu jamaa anashindaga amelala na huyu jamaa mwenye anashindaga akipeana Bible verse. Their supporters throwing words huku na kule, like idiots that they are. I remember one person saying, and this one was so sad for me, because this is a person I deeply respect. This is a person who has made an impact in my life. They don't know, like, because hatujuane like on a personal level, but I follow them on Facebook and I read their posts, and they are very, very, very good posts, especially for men and their mental health and the way they need to be, they need to perform in their 20s and early 30s so that they can secure their future as men. But then this person, the day Raila chose Martha Karua as his running mate, this is what he posted: that I wasn't planning to vote, but since Raila has chosen Martha Karua, he's going to get my vote. And now I was just sitting there and trying to analyze that post. Just trying to analyze that post. Okay. So you are not going to vote for Raila. Neither are you going to vote for Ruto. But since Raila picked Martha Karua, now you're going to vote for him. Like, what is this thing that Martha Karua is going to do? Because Martha Karua is not going to be the president. No, she's not. And if history has taught us anything, is that the position of a deputy president is ceremonial. Hiyo ni flower girl, kazi yake ni beautify hiyo ofisi. In fact, anafaa apatiwe the same or similar roles kama za first lady. Kazi yake ni kuzunguka aki maendeleo wanawake and youth groups and groups za mtaa and going to these weird meetings that the president does not care to, and having this kama hizi mavitu za first lady, those trivial things that are hyped. So ni nini hiyo Martha Karua alikuwa analeta that will make a person who is rational and logical in their approach in life say, okay, now I'm going to vote for Raila because Martha Karua has come and taken the position of a flower girl. When I meet that guy, because najua nitammeet, I am very positive that one day tutakutana, I will ask him what was the rationale behind that thought. So that is something which I noted. I am very particular about people who have an influence in my life. I am very particular about those people, not everyone. Some people tuko hapo tucheke, make fun, enjoy ourselves, nini nini. But if you are a person that I follow for things, when you post something, I sit down and think about it and look at my life and analyze my life. Look, using whatever metrics you have put in place. Then if you post something like that, I have to sit down and really think about it, because I take you to be a very logical person, but you are posting something that to me is illogical. So there was a lot of confusion, but then I decided, what, that's politics, and I decided that person is blueprint. So plus a million others wako kwa the same WhatsApp group. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. So what makes you think that thing that you go to do is important, that anyone cares, anyone who is of substance in Kenya cares? And there was this cartoon, I think nilikuwa kwa nini ya Daily Nation, where Kibaki is telling Moi that now they are heaven. Then they're telling Moi, now, okay, so these days in Kenya people vote, and then 7 judges sit down to approve their votes, or something to that of that nature. And I sat down and I thought, God damn, people will look at this and some will get triggered instead of really thinking about it. Really, really thinking about it. Analyze it kama mtu mwenye ako na akili. So tumepiga kura. Mimi nimeenda nimepigia Wajakoya kura. Wajakoya kura imehesabiwa, Wajakoya amepata 60% of votes. Hata si 50+1. Tumepata 60% or 70% of the votes. So Wajakoya amechukua hii kitu, 70% of the votes. Alafu Mwaure ameamka amesema no, where it was rigged, and then anapeleka kesi Supreme Court. Now Wajakoya has to come and explain or ajitetee votes zenye watu walimpea. Si yeye alijipigia hizo 60% of votes, but atatafuta lawyers waende wa convince some 7 judges that Kenyans actually did vote for Wajakoya. And those judges can just sit down and say, actually they did not vote for you, irrespective of whether or not he was voted in. And now you are going to tell me that your vote matters? And kwa hii petition, everything was being put on the table except validity of the votes. And wakati ilikuwa inaguziwa, it was so insignificant that you would miss it. You would miss it. Because mimi si judge, mimi si lawyer. But if we are talking about votes, that Kenyans are the ones who vote in somebody, and rightly so, 2017, was it 2017? Mainakea, I think, that voting starts and ends at the polling station. Mahali mimi naenda kupiga kura. That's where all decisions are made. So now the question is, how do we ensure that hiyo hapo kwa polling station that's it? Because let's say, for example, if we have 290 constituencies, the issue is that we have too many polling stations. But let's assume that it was possible that the IEBC could send a person to each polling station. Each polling station na mtu wa IEBC, polling station na mtu wa IEBC, every polling station. And then wakimaliza tu kuhesabu, inajazwa, what everybody anasign inasainiwa, and then hiyo vote inawekwa kwa wherever inawekagwa, ama kila mtu anatembea nayo. But now the question is, or let's say all presidential candidates, IEBC, courts, everybody just makes sure wamesend representative kwa kila polling station. Wewe kama you are presidential candidate, we don't care, make sure uko na mtu kwa every polling station, because that is the expectation. And then the judiciary, the Supreme Court, make sure uko na mtu kwa kila polling station. IEBC, because all lazima wako na mtu kwa kila polling station, but then wako na somebody, like for example the presiding officer, akwe yeye ndio the final. So inasainiwa na agents, inasainiwa na presiding officer on behalf of IEBC, inasainiwa na mtu mwenye yako nominated ama mwenye yako appointed na judiciary hapo, so that hiyo ni final, iko na signature zote, so that mtu akikimbiza nini kwa Supreme Court wanaangalia hiyo karatasi, si mtu wetu amesaini hapa. Are you saying that our person is a liar? Is that what you're saying? Because now you come here, now you are not going to be talking about IEBC, you're going to talk about everybody. So that means your agent is a liar, the other person's agent is a liar, IEBC is a liar, and the courts are lying. Now if you take a petition, you're not only like kwanza wewe ni petitioner na bado ni respondent, because you had a person kwa polling station. And then the judiciary au ni arbitrators na bado ni respondents, because now wewe pia una claim that mtu wao alibraibiwa ama alifanya kitu alifanywa. And then tumalize hii story, make it super expensive once. That is if this